Hey there everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Trent. I'm a professional pilot, CFI, CFII, MEI with about 1,200 hours of dual given. And in today's video, I want to share with you a fantastic new resource that is available to you in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And if you're using Microsoft Flight Simulator to assist in your real-world instrument training, which I strongly encourage you to do, then you are going to really love this tool. Now, if you didn't catch my earlier video on the new EFB feature in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, you're definitely going to want to watch that video either after or before this video, because these two resources work absolutely beautifully together. So, how do you get to this tool? Well, the first thing you're going to do is just go to flightsimulator.com and click on Flight Planner, and voila, you're going to see exactly what I see here on the screen. So we're going to go ahead and just zoom this in a little bit here. Like any other map, you can zoom in and out with your mouse wheel. So we'll put Boise, which is pretty close to my house. I actually live right around there. Boise here is centered on the map. So now let's talk just briefly about these tools over here and the layers and so forth. So this particular flight is going to be an IFR low plan. We're going to go from Boise just over to Twin Falls, which is a flight that I do all the time with my students. But if you wanted to be VFR or you wanted to do IFR high, of course those layers are available to you. Then you've got airports. You can turn on or off the airports. You can turn on or off the nav aids so you can see them on the screen or not. You can see there they all go. And you can do the same with GPS waypoints. If you're a VFR pilot, definitely want to consider turning on your VFR reporting points, because when you're talking to ATC, those are very, very useful. You've got airspaces that you can turn on and off. You've got restricted airspaces. So this is what I'm actually going to turn on. This particular one right here, I've flown around this thing more times than you can count. This is the Mountain Home Air Force Base here, and they blow stuff up here and shoot things and do stuff all the time, so not supposed to go in there, so it's a good idea to know where that is. There's a ruler function that is not working at this point in time, but it allows you to measure the distance between 2 points. Cloud coverage, precipitation, wind barbs. I don't think any of those are working at this point in time, so limited functionality there. And then here, if you want to look up at built up areas or you want topography, you can turn those things on or off as well. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go over and start by picking an aircraft. So this particular flight, we're going to do it in a Diamond DA62. So there's our DA62, and if you want to configure whatever passengers or scientific research, you could pick that configuration. We're going to pick passengers. And then we're going to choose a route. So this is going to be an IFR flight plan. You could set your altitude here. Now this one, if we were doing this for real, it would probably be 7,500 feet. Oh, actually, sorry, IFR would be 7,000 feet. And our airspeed in a DA42 is not going to be 325. Oh, I don't remember the exact speed, but let's say it's somewhere around 135. And then we're going to look at our departure airport. So we're going to choose, you could type in the airport code or type in the name. You can see here previously I've typed in a couple of airports, so they're available. So we're going to click on the Boise airport, and we are going to go to the Twin Falls airport. So you can see we've got a straight line there. Now we can pick a departure. So if you wanted to pick, for example, the Gowan 4 departure, you could pick that. And then for the arrival, because this is a relatively short hop at a relatively low altitude, we're not probably going to, ATC wouldn't expect an arrival. So instead, we're just going to choose the ILS 26 via Toxie. So you can see here there's all sorts of ways that you can get in there, but Toxie, which is right here, is a very common one that I do. So we're going to go ahead and select that. So there's the flight here. We're going to go over Toxie. We're going to fly around the Arc de Soiree. Tower is typically going to ask us to report at strict, and then they're going to clear us to land. If we need to go mist, there's we go mist, and we can hold in the holding patterns there. So additional information, flight details. It's an IFR flight. We'll say that we've got a Mode C transponder. It's not a scheduled flight. This is just a general aviation flight. I'm not really sure how important this stuff is yet. I haven't had enough time to mess around with the map. Fuel and payload information, which you can use the EFB in the aircraft to do, so I probably wouldn't bother with it here. There's a text briefing if you would like it, and there of course is the knee board with the relative charts. The one that we would be looking at most closely is probably our departure chart, which is the Gowan 4 departure, and then of course our approach chart, which is the ILS 26, and these are actual FAA charts, which is pretty darn awesome because you don't have to pay any extra fees for them. So let's call this BOI to TWF, and we'll go ahead and save that flight plan. And now we are going to hop over into the sim, and we are going to pull up the EFB. This is what I talked about in my previous video. We're going to reset it, and we're going to load the flight plan, there it is, that we just created. And we're going to file that plan with ATC, and when you do that, if we get rid of this, you're going to see here now that everything is loaded up. There is our GPS course, and there's Toxie, and this is a DME ARC, and there's Soiree, and there's Strick, and there's the airport itself. So that's pretty darn cool. Now, you could attempt to load it into the avionics from here, but I think that you're going to have more success doing that if you do it from within the aircraft. It's a little bit buggy. Shocker. Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 is a little buggy. Who would have ever guessed? All right, there's our beautiful Diamond. This, by the way, is very similar. I flew a DA-42.
Boise Tower, Diamond, November 49er 8 ready for departure runway 28 right IFR to Twin Falls.
I flew a DA-42 for my training. So now you can see there's no flight plan here, nada. But if we choose send to avionics, voila, there it is. And we are ready to go. So how cool is that? Used to, before this was available, I'd have my tablet on my knee. I'd be using ForeFlight. I'd be using this little third-party piece of software to connect my ForeFlight into Microsoft Flight Simulator. And now you don't really need to do any of that stuff. And best of all, for someone who, like me, is a virtual reality flight sim pilot, I don't like flying in pancake mode. I just use this mode for when I'm creating content. You can also see this when you are in VR, which is really, really cool. So there's our departure. We're going to fly back here, then we're going to go that way. We're not actually going to do this flight, and then we'd arrive at Toxie and so forth. So that is pretty darn awesome. If you have questions about this or about IFR flying in general, please do leave those down in the comments. If you found this video helpful, if you'd smash that like button, that would be absolutely just wonderful. And if you want to see more videos on IFR flight training, be it in the real world or in Microsoft Flight Simulator, or you want to understand more about becoming a professional pilot in the real world, you might want to consider visiting my website, flywithtrent.com, where you can become an email subscriber and get all sorts of additional resources. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video soon. Bye-bye.